of TTS audience? It is your girl Janelle Estaa on another episode. Actually, it's been a long time. Another episode of And More here on Toronto Talk Sports and More. So I actually want to introduce my new co-host. What is up, Melyssa Amour?
Hey guys, how are ya? Long time no see.
Oh yes, for sure. And I want to also introduce our special guest, Melanie Viger. Hi, Mel.
Hey guys.
Hey Mel.
So I actually wanted to mention that Melanie was actually on our segment back, our And More interview back in season 3, episode 5. So for those of you who do not know, that she is a makeup artist and business owner. So now we want to kind of touch back and talk to and reconnect with Melanie and see how COVID-19 has affected you personally, plus your business. So actually, let's start with the COVID-19 affecting you personally and how you are dealing with this whole isolation and quarantine and whatnot. So let us know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a long time to be locked up at home. And so, I feel like I've gone through waves. When it first happened, I was like almost just not believing or not ready. So I feel like I was okay at the very beginning and just still very in the mindset of like working and having a regular schedule and having everything kind of flowing. And then about a week or two afterwards, it's when things kind of really settled in and I started to you kind of panic, you get scared. How am I going to pay for my bills? How am I going to do this? What content should I create? How long are we in here for? Like, not knowing is really, really scary. And I definitely, went through I think about a month where it was really, really hard for me to be motivated and get things going. But eventually I snapped out of it, and I feel like I've now created a new normal, and I'm in a really good place mentally and dealing with it. Like, I actually kind of love it now because I've been getting so much done that I wouldn't have done otherwise. And so that on that aspect, being productive and kind of using your time and changing your mindset is huge to be able to use this to the best of our ability, really.
Yeah, so basically you're just improving on your mental side of it
Yeah.
first. Like, let me get myself straight and then work on everything else.
Yeah, and then I think when you're a business owner as well, you panic and you think like, okay, well, there's all this rent due, there's these payments, there's these clients, and seeing my clients cancel when I would get, so I had like 80 weddings or something booked for the year, and seeing those emails of cancellation after cancellation after cancellation, it's like something about seeing that was just so hard for me to accept that it wasn't about me and it was about COVID. So in that way, it's like separating and kind of moving past that. And then getting to a place where you're mentally set, you understand, and then you can be productive for your business again.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I feel like now, I've taken advantage of the time and I'm super productive, and I feel like now I'm like, no, I need more time. Like, don't go back to normal because I'm not ready. Yeah, so it's kind of where
I actually love this quarantine.
Yeah, I'm like, now I'm good.
So do you have any tips or tricks to being quarantined and staying home?
I mean, I think everybody's circumstances are different, right? So it's like, as a business owner, I think that if you have things in your business that you've never been able to do, take that time to do it. If you're just learning, if you're a student, take that time to learn, take that time to meditate, take that time to do whatever it is that you can feel can better your time. For me, what I've done is, I've taken a lot of courses because these courses are available online. I think it's huge for people to take advantage of. So, learn how to do photo editing on your own, or learn how to do, video editing, or learn how to build your website, or whatever it could be. Like, it could be learning an instrument, cooking, anything, right?
Yeah.
Anything that's something that's like, oh my God, I wish I could do this if I had the time to do it. Now you have the time to do it. And there are so many people that would have never put these resources out there that are now doing that. Like, photographers would not have the time to sit there on a Zoom with you and teach you things. Like, you can take full advantage right now.
Yeah, I find that a lot of them are having a lot of tutorials now. And free courses, which people should take advantage of. So is there a specific course that you're taking right now?
So I've taken a couple different courses. The first course that I took was it was a Photoshop next level course that really taught me just micro editing, which I thought was so fun. I don't know if I remember all of it, but it was really, really nice. It was, I don't know, it felt really good. And I definitely picked up a couple things from it so that, you know, if I'm doing a campaign or if I'm doing something for, you know, for instance, my lashes coming up, I was able to shoot those lashes myself. So that's a big thing that, so I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't know that course, you know, so that's one aspect. And, you know, Photoshop's offering like a 2-month free program. There's also Final Cut Pro. So I've been doing some makeup tutorial little videos, and I hope to do so many more now that I know how to edit. But that's a really cool thing to learn. I actually was able to do a Zoom conference with somebody in Slovenia for this and learn how to edit a video, which I've been dying to do for years and never was able to do. And I was able to build the back end of my website for the lashes that are coming out. So that, I mean, I've called a lot of people and asked little pieces of information, and everybody's just so willing to help. So I'm really grateful for that right now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually a lot of great tips. So now let's move on to your business side. So how has that been affected? So like, how's it been going? How was the transition?
Yeah, so it's been really hard. You know, the beginning of it, there were a lot of cancellations. Unfortunately, like the nature of my business is very one-on-one, and it's all weddings, so big events. So right away, everything just got canceled, and you know, brides are really stressed out. And I think with that, it's many things. It's safety, but it's also not being able to have their family members maybe fly in for their wedding, not be able to have maybe 50 people at their wedding. And you know, you put so much into planning something so big that even if it's 6 months from now, they're like, I can't risk it. Let's move it to next year. So a lot of what's been happening is a lot of reschedules, really. So everything that is this year is kind of about half of it's being pushed to next year. So right now, that's where we're at. There's some people that are still holding on, hoping that, you know, things will get better. And so that's a huge, huge, huge part of my business, which is just being one-on-one with clients. So what I've done now is I'm just trying to prepare. So I'm actually at my studio right now because I came here today to clean everything up and just take like a real inventory check of what's in here to see, you know, if there's anything that I can be doing to make this like the safest environment possible. So
and just prepare, because you never know.
Just preparing, you know, it's a nice feeling to know that whenever it happens, you'll be ready.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because you literally just opened your salon doors, and now how was that feeling to close it, you know?
Yeah, oh my God.
So tough.
It's so hard to close. You know, you open it and you have all these plans, like, okay, this year is going to be this, and I'm going to do this in December, and I'm going to do this. But, you know, life just doesn't happen like that. And I'm happy that I'm able to keep the studio, and, you know, like, it's being
very true.
Yeah, like I'm happy that I still have it, and I hope to be able to come back here and just continue on with the plan with a couple new adjustments.
Awesome.
So like as a makeup artist, like how are you staying creative with your makeup applications?
So I've been doing some videos at home, which are so funny because, so I mean, I have my own style of makeup that I like to do on myself, and I find it looks the best for me. But what I'm trying to do now is kind of just like step out of that a little bit and maybe do things that are a little bit more. So it's a slow progression for me. Like, okay, maybe let's change it and do some colors, or let's do this look, or let's do. So I'm kind of being creative on the actual, like, you know, the application side. But another part of it is makeup artistry for me is, yes, being a makeup artist, but it's also the back end of the editing of the content, of putting the videos together, of getting the final production, you know, running the business, organizing my Instagram, like stuff like that. So I've been having a fun time doing that and doing some fun outfit posts and stuff too.
Also, not even just the makeup, you're just doing that.
So like all of it.
Oh wow, good for you. Yeah.
You don't even need a team. You just need yourself. That's it.
Oh my gosh, no, but I love my team and I miss my team. And it's really hard to do it on your own, but you know, you figure it out and you do what you can when you can. I would love to get my nails done. Like I would love to.
And kudos for you for like staying proactive and still being active, like with, I guess, with your clients. And now your reach is actually expanding to other countries. Like, would you ever, have you ever thought in the world that you'd be talking to someone from, where was it, Slovenia?
Yeah.
You're going global.
not on the level that I was at, like not for editing or video or like information like that. And I think that there was also such a like, I don't know if stigma is the right word, but there was always just like a feeling about like asking for help and people being busy and kind of turning you down for that. It's discouraging, you know, like I couldn't really ever get my videos right. And I'm such a perfectionist that I didn't want to put them out there until they were how I wanted them to look. And so just knowing now that people are open to that and online education is becoming so big, I think it's a really cool opportunity to connect with whomever. You know, so that like, oh, I don't know if I want to reach out, or oh, it's uncomfortable, like forget all that now.
Yeah.
You can just do it. Yeah.
So after being hit with this huge like quarantine life, what was the biggest thing you actually learned?
In terms of?
Like self, with like personally, just something you're like, oh, I took advantage of this from the past, and then you start to realize this now. Like, oh, I should have did this.
You know what? I think it's really just that, like, I mean, it sounds kind of whatever, but it's like life is really short and you never know. Like it's you just don't know what's gonna happen. So like, you know, stop waiting for that video to be perfect and just post it, and stop waiting for the right perfect moment or planning all these things, and kind of just going with the flow. And you know, you can prepare as much as you can, but when it's time to it, just kind of run with it. So I feel like that's the biggest like motto that I've had, is just do it, just flow with it.
So once this quarantine thing is over, what is the first thing that Melanie is going to do out there?
Get my hair done. Oh my God.
Like the whole works.
Just in terms of like beauty services, like, man, I've never had to do my own nails, and that's huge. And it's not like it sounds so bougie, but it's like, we really just like these things that are essential, right? So some of it you can learn to do on your own, but like I would love that. But I also would just love to get back to working with my clients. And I feel like getting back to that, like my clients give me so much joy, and I honestly become friends with a lot of them. And I feel like we have such good, like it's girl time almost.
Yeah.
So
do you feel like you're closer now?
I feel like I want to be able to see them again, and you know, we catch up here and there, and now we message each other maybe a little bit more, or you know, I see them on Instagram and stuff like that.
I agree.
I'd love to see them in person and just you know, see how they've been really. So
Oh, thank you, Melanie, so much for sharing your story and how COVID-19 has affected yourself and your business. So if you want, you could shout out all your handles for our TTS family out there. How they can still connect with you, your website.
Yeah, so everything under mine is under Muave, MUAVEE. So that's my Instagram, that's my website. I have a new website coming out that's Muave Lashes, and I have the Muave Makeup Studio. So that's where you can find me. And you can always message me on Instagram, you can DM me, you can email me, whatever is convenient for you. I'm here.
Awesome.
Great. I'll be emailing you for some lashes.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. I'm like,
You guys are gonna love these. I'll send you.
Well, thank you so much to my co-hosts Melanie Moore and
Melanie.
also BJ, Melyssa Moore and Melanie Viger, for another episode of And More, I guess quarantine version. So I am your host, Janelle Estaa, on Toronto Talk Sports, and more for the love of the six. Let's connect. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button and leave us a comment with your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications to see more engaging and interactive content. Toronto Talk Sports and more, for the love of the six. Let's connect.